Alright, coming to you live, the Jobless Deadbeats podcast, official first episode.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just hold on to your seatbelts, because this stream is taking off. Lightning speed. We're starting off with our opening segment, what's going on in the world today, just some news clips for
What's
you.
going on in the world today?
Our first one here is, it's not exactly new news, but we wanted to cover it and share our opinion on it anyway. Ontario to sell weed online and in stores. We live in Ontario.
Next Canada Day, you could see more than beer and fireworks at your celebration. The federal government is legalizing pot. And Ontario...
Legalizing the pot!
Legalizing the pot.
The pot is now legal in Ontario.
Just announced details on how it plans to regulate weed. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is on the story live from Queen's Park. That is the Ontario legislature. What's the plan, Megan?
There's always that awkward 8-second delay and always on the news segments. How are you, Megan?
I'm doing all right.
Well, so Hannah, the plan is for the marketplace in Ontario to be tightly controlled by the government. Officials announcing that they will set up a new government agency. It will fall under the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, but it will be the government agency that runs standalone stores where Ontarians will be able to buy recreational marijuana.
It's almost here, folks. Anyone who's a Canadian resident who happens to be watching this, and the only people that I know for a fact that would be watching this are.
Well, it's been about a year now
literally,
since they proposed
it's months
this.
away. It's April
2018.
April 20th?
2018. I don't know if it's the springtime.
No, if they legalize it on 420.
I hope they'd legalize it before 420. I'll get stocked up for 420.
Fair enough. No, like I wouldn't be if they didn't legalize it.
Yeah.
There will be at least 40 stores to start with next summer once marijuana becomes legal in Canada. And by the end of 2020, Ontario is aiming to have about 150 stores up and running. Where they'll be in the province is yet to be determined, but officials saying they will concentrate stores in areas where illegal dispensaries are currently operating in the province. But they also plan to sell marijuana online. So Ontarians will be able to purchase...
I already buy weed online.
Yeah, you can already buy weed online. It's safer than going to a dispensary.
I know lots of people already buy weed online. So the fact that the government just plans to sell weed online isn't a big surprise.
Well, of course not. Like it's run by the LCBO, and the LCBO sells liquor online. So why not weed? It's literally it's treated the exact same way as booze.
But who buys liquor online? I know lots of people who buy weed online. Who buys liquor online?
Some people, because it's a service that they offer.
Do you know anyone? Personally, do you know anyone who's ever bought liquor online?
It doesn't mean people don't do it.
I'm not saying they don't, but personally, do you?
No.
And personally, do you know people other than yourself who buy weed, other than myself, who buy weed online?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, point not proven.
Online and get it delivered through the...
Oh, wait. I think they said they're not going to sell any edibles at the stores, but I think they're going to sell drinkable.
Drinkables.
I don't know how else to say
What's
that.
the difference? Just like less THC?
I don't know, man. Like, what does it say?
It's THC, CBD.
I don't know. I was just looking for a percentage. Keep out of the research. Dude, could you imagine you could just drink a ginger ale and get super stoned? Oh my god.
Imagine your friggin' kid sees that. Just
purchase it online and get it delivered through the mail, but there will be tight controls on that to ensure that minors don't get access to it. Now, once people buy it, where can they use it? Well, Ontario unveiled its plan for that too, saying that people can only use it in private residences. So Ontarians will not be able to walk down the sidewalk smoking a joint or sit around in a public park. Private residences only.
Well, then why can you do it with cigarettes?
And you can do it with liquor in the States too if you brown bag it.
Yeah, but why can you smoke a cigarette in the park, but not weed.
Because they've been doing it for years. For years.
But I guess, like I was saying earlier, it's because they're treating it just like alcohol, which is ridiculous because it's not even close to as inebriating as alcohol. Spoken from experience.
The price for the products that will be sold in these government stores, government-run stores, will be set later in the future. The government not saying yet what the price will be, but saying it will be a competitive price. They are aiming to make money on this, Suhana. They say there will be profits.
I read an article just the other day. It was stating that the tax on weed is going to be, I think it was a dollar per gram, plus HST.
Depends on the starting point though. If they started at $8, then that's fine.
I guess.
But it also depends on the strain.
That's what. Yeah. But I say on average, I think the article is stating on average, the tax is going to be $1 per gram of weed plus THC and HST. So yeah, I mean 13% on top of that.
Well, it's tough. Like,
so that can get quite expensive.
It needs to be relatively close to $10 per gram. Otherwise, people are just going to stick with the black markets. And
that's what I was just going to ask. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen to the black market.
I don't. Like, is your guy going to be in business anymore? I don't know.
I mean, I'm probably not going to stop grabbing off them just because I've been using them. Like I've been a loyal customer for like years now.
He might stop selling.
He might not have that big of a client base anymore. You're right.
But we're talking about illegal tobacco, by the way.
The brown stuff. Not wacky tobacco.
Legal.
Just the tobacco.
Alright, we're
but not for a few years. There will be upfront costs for Ontario taxpayers to set up this whole new system.
More awkward silence.
Thanks, Megan.
Dude, wait. That was like how many seconds of silence after this guy?
Megan got the
one of these facilities, consider yourself on notice.
Okay, now just picture in your head, right? Picture in your head right here. The cameraman just asked her out on a date, and just.
Those are some giant knockers, Megan.
Just asked her on the date. That's her response right there.
So, Megan, who can and cannot buy?
The cameraman. He cannot buy. I'm not buying his shit.
Well, that was another key detail we were waiting for from the government, Suhana. They are setting the minimum age for purchase of marijuana at 19. The proposed federal legislation set the age at 18, but also said that provinces could raise that if they wanted to, and that is what Ontario...
Once again, it's like alcohol. In Quebec and Alberta, it'll be 18. Everywhere else, it'll be 19.
Ontario is doing. So the 19 age matches the age to buy...
Sorry?
Is it 21 in the States
to buy weed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alcohol and tobacco in this province. But another key thing when it comes to age is Ontario saying that they are going to have their own rules for possession of marijuana for those under 19. Again, under the federal legislation that's being proposed, youth can possess up to 5 grams of marijuana, but in Ontario, 0.
Like, I actually really like what they're doing with the traffic part of it, like anything to do with police. Like, people should not be driving stoned. I know, like, some people can do it, but
it's underrated. I think it's the same as alcohol. I think for the most part, one beer, something like that, you're going to be okay to drive for the most part.
But for
like a bit of a joint.
But it's also different. Like for the most part, almost nobody can drive drunk. Almost nobody.
Oh yeah, absolutely wasted. And even when I'm like extremely stoned, and I've been smoking for years, I don't want to drive extremely stoned. I wouldn't choose to drive. If I have to, I would, and I'd be fine.
Yeah, some people are good stone drivers, but there's no way you can't get that on your license. Said approved to drive stoned.
It also depends on how long you've been smoking too. Like you can't, like if you've been smoking for a week or you've smoked 3 times, right? And then you get behind the wheel. That's more of a danger than someone who's been smoking every day for 6-7 years and then get behind the wheel.
That's true. I think we've exhausted this topic.
Fuck this bitch.
The next video here is gunman in California killed wife before rampage. Yet another one of these, eh?
California now say that 5 people are
These things never happen here.
Deadly
Good old
shooting spree
Canada.
in a neighborhood.
10 people
That's not true at all.
were injured, including a child shot at an elementary school. CBS News
Wait,
correspondent
he shot him in the elementary school, or he happened to go to elementary school and he was shot?
Jamie Yukas has more tonight from California.
Police displayed the last booking photo.
That's exactly what I thought he looked like. When someone
Where's this out of?
California. Oh my god.
Why did they say CBS Miami?
I don't know. Miami covered it, I guess. But like when I heard that there was a gunman who killed 5 and then killed his tall, darn wife, this is the face that came into my head. Did they not have a better picture to show, or did they try to show this bad picture? Is he in jail there? He looks like he's wearing orange.
So clearly this isn't his first.
I can't stop staring into his eyes.
Kevin Neal, the alleged gunman in Rancho Tehama, California.
Really crazy
had a
guys.
desire to kill as many people
Phil
as he could.
Johnson, whitest man alive.
Police say
Dude. I'm trying to think.
Kevin Jansen Neal.
I'm trying to think of like who he looks like, but he literally looks like no one else. He just looks like a murderer.
He looks like every white crazy person that goes on a rampage.
he killed 5 people before
All
officers
right,
gunned him
let's listen to
down.
this.
The death toll went up
he died
after
too,
police
right?
searched the shooter's home and found the body of his
Please
wife
don't.
hidden in a floor.
We're confident that
Hidden
In the floor.
In a floor?
An A floor?
Is that what hidden
Just
in a
one
floor? Hidden under a floor.
Just one floor.
Her-
Just a single floor.
shot her at some point, probably late Monday, and literally just
He shot
put
her
her
at
body
some point.
in the floor and covered it up.
The shooter continued his rampage Tuesday morning, killing 2 of his neighbors. He then stole their truck and began driving toward a nearby elementary school, shooting randomly at people along
So
the way.
he did kill his kid. At
Sarah
the elementary
Gonzalez had
school.
just dropped off her daughter.
How did this guy get a gun to do this? Were there no signs?
What do you mean?
He just okay. Well, clearly they had a mugshot.
I thought you literally meant like a literal sign, like a street sign. Like, what the hell sign is gonna stop him from getting a gun?
A stop sign.
Don't buy a gun, crazy man.
A stop sign.
Stop. He means about the killing. Damn.
Yield that weapon, sir.
Skull and perspective. Well, like the argument's been made 1,000 times. They need stricter gun laws in the U.S., and this is clearly a case. Like, there's no way this guy would have passed a psychological examination. There's no way.
I don't agree.
When the
Look
gunman
at that
blocked-
face. You don't even need to pass a psychological
I don't
exam.
agree.
As soon as this man steps in the door, like, sir, get out right now. There's no way I'm selling you a gun.
They have the right to assert their Second Amendment.
Look at his eyes.
They
His
have
eyes.
the right.
Their car.
He
Well,
pretty much
maybe that
stopped me
amendment
and
needs an amendment.
shot at me 3 times through his windshield.
If there's a few more
No,
murders here and there, you know what? So be it.
What the amendment says is you have the right to bear arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know when that was written? And what arms meant when that was written compared to what arms means today? Arms in the day, it would take about 30 seconds to 2 minutes to load your shot, per shot.
Yeah, and
When that was written, you'd have to put your little ball in, fill it with the gunpowder, pack it all up, and then maybe if you're lucky you hit your target.
and dueling was a tolerable way of solving arguments.
Now you can just go and buy semi-automatic weapons that are easily...
It was acceptable just to walk
It's so...
into a pit with one another, and one walk out alive and the other walk out dead.
It could have just been a field in your backyard. But like, it's so easy
Just
to
to
make a
solve it.
semi-automatic weapon automatic. It's just my modification. People are
Oh yeah,
3D
100%.
printing guns now.
Well, the age of the internet too. There's unlimited amount of tutorials of how you can mod guns. So you could buy any kind of weapon and just do it
I
how
don't
you
know.
want
Like,
to.
I'm not an anti-gun
Different
person. I'm just a strict gun regulation person.
Oh no, dude! I fucking love guns. Guns are awesome. You can't just fucking be stupid with guns.
School officials heard gunshots and made a critical decision to lock it down.
We would have had a horrific bloodbath in that school if that school hadn't taken the action when they did.
Officials are digging into the suspect's past, including an alleged assault that happened earlier this year against one of the neighbors that was killed yesterday. We can tell you there is still no motive for this entire incident at this point.
What would your motive be? What would like a plausible motive be for this scenario?
You know what? If he just stopped
other than
at
insanity.
If he just stopped at killing his family, it would be one thing. The fact that he killed his family and he went and killed his neighbors and he stole their vehicle and then went on a rampage to an elementary school.
This is literally just a guy who is insane and
who is just mentally fucked up.
Yeah, and
he has a lot of issues that the American system is not gonna acknowledge.
Somehow kept inside, and then just one day he just snapped. It's the class. Like he went postal.
This is not the first time it has happened. It's not going to be the last
then
time
again,
it's going to happen.
And there's just outliers, like the Las Vegas case, where like he's just a regular dude. He was like a millionaire. He gambled all the time. Lived in Las Vegas.
He did have a
60-year-old retired guy, and then shot more people than anyone ever has in the U.S. in one fell swoop.
Shit's fucked up. Fucked up.
Okay, I guess we're done with that one.
I am done with that one.
Yeah. What are we out? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a story about an alleged. It's not even it's not 100% proven or anything. Like it's believed to be a Da Vinci painting. Sells for $450 million at auction. I think the estimate was $200 million. $450 million for a painting. Okay, let me just start by saying that is the most boring auctioneer I have ever seen. Where's the? Can I see forward on the back? Forward on the back. You know, like I can't do it obviously.
I want to hear what the guy sound like he's trying to rap.
Honestly, look at this guy. He's just checking him out. He's like, damn, 450. I could get in on that shit.
Jesus Christ.
Believes.
It's not even
confirmed. You're willing to spend $450 million on a painting that could have been painted by Gregory Ballsack? Gregory Ballsack. Like, who knows? This could have been painted by Hitler. Hitler's like this guy. He's really good actually, but he never drew any character or people.
That's some serious interchange you got laying around to blow in a painting that it's not even confirmed that it's painted by Da Vinci.
Looks like Jesus' sister.
Looks like Jesus and
she's a bitch. She's a gypsy. She's got like a crystal ball.
Looks like Jesus and the Mona Lisa.
Professor Trelawney.
See the half smile? The half smile is there.
It is right there.
You know what that meant back then? I want the dick.
It meant let's do it in the butt. But she's also crossing her fingers, so maybe she's giving you that smile, saying, "I want that dick," but that's a lie. I want that pussy. She's got you by the balls, like.
Well, she's got a ball on one hand.
I'm sure this is exactly what every other painting expert is the same conclusion that they came to after examining it. We're not experts. That's goddamn ridiculous. Like,
it's a big deal because it's not even confirmed that's painted by him.
Okay, so I don't think anyone in their right mind would spend more than half of their fortune.
How do you know that's more than half their fortune?
I'm not dumb. I'm saying I don't think anyone in their right mind would spend half their fortune on a painting. So that means this guy is at least a billionaire.
Yeah.
At least. And how many billionaires are there? Not that many.
He's
so we could narrow it down to about like 300 people or something. Most likely. If you looked up the top 300 richest people in the world, it is very likely that the purchaser of this painting is on that list.
I'll put it this way. the top 1% has more money than the 99% combined.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Well, that says a lot.
Just the Pope shit in the woods.
Yes.
Jameson. Lost for centuries. It's a shot up.
How did experts know it existed?
Manuscripts?
Perhaps? Describing this exact painting?
Well, just like a painting that's unaccounted for.
Yes, a painting that's... What if they find another painting tomorrow?
Well, like maybe there's a title on it.
Maybe. I wish they gave more detail on that.
Well, maybe you stop staring at her tits, you misogynist, and listen to what she had to say.
What fucking tits?
Oh,
She looks like...
oh, okay, Gaylord, like I didn't see that.
She looks like a 12-year-old Asian girl.
She was black.
Well, from the chest wise, she looks like a 12-year-old Asian girl.
All 12-year-olds are nice.
Faggot. Only a legend.
So, there's 14 in display in museums? Like, damn.
Like, if I must have seen the one I was at the movie. I must have.
You said, didn't you see Mona Lisa?
Yeah, it's not Mona Lisa.
Yeah, well, from like 80 yards.
Yeah, well, it had like about a 15-foot in diameter barrier around it, and then there's probably 25 feet worth of crowd.
It's not as easy as they make it look in Looney Tunes back in action.
I really wish it was. I fucking love that movie.
I know it's not a good movie, but I
still love it anyway.
I don't love it, but I do like it.
You know what? I haven't watched it since it came out, so I don't know if I love it, but I remember loving it.
Well, not too much to say on this anymore, but like that's just goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah, I started talking about Looney Tunes and I can't stop.
It's not.
Can't stop thinking about it.
It's just I love Looney Tunes. I mean, not. All right, well, let's go to our next news story here. Okay. This is the next. Woman dubbed the Hamburglar.
Oh, that's good.
Woman dubbed the Hamburglar for stealing from McDonald's turns herself in cops? Oh, her turns herself in cops.
Into the cops.
Alright, well, it's only a 48-second clip, so let's just check it out. Oh, that down blows. Okay, this is a 48-second clip. Do we really need this McDonald's ad in the back, too? The Hamburglar! Shit, is there actually sound distortion? Like, goddamn. It should be better. Is it unwatchable?
It should be better now.
Okay, whoa. Is there nobody working? This is McDonald's. This is 24 hours. The lights are on.
I think they just scared her off.
Is there like two employees and they're both whacking each other off and shaking each other's plane in the freaking stall?
If you work at McDonald's, you're not going to be attentive.
Oh, now, okay. Coming into it, she doesn't hide her face. But leaving, while her back's to the camera, hides the back of her head.
America.
Like, lady, what did you even rob?
She got a bunch of burgers.
Hence the term hamburger. Yeah, kind of dumb question. Dude, this girl works fast food. She knows how to do it, man.
I don't think she works at all.
She has. Oh, dude, she's got an accomplice.
She works on eating those burgers.
I thought she had an accomplice. See, it was only at 1:37 in the morning.
Dude, why do I need to see a commercial with Ronald McDonald?
Alright. Okay. Wait, no, we are not done with news. We have really great story that we're gonna play for you guys. This is awesome. Yes, this is the guy's name, Gaylord Fagel. Okay.
It was a Thursday.
It's I don't know what to do about it.
Oh, I don't know.
Alright.
We shall see.
Never mind. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry there, folks. We're
Try
trying.
1 viewer, 2 viewer, 3 viewer,
Well, anyone who ever watches this at any point,
4 viewer.
why isn't this working now?
It's not locked.
Yes, it is. What the fuck? Why is it changing automatically?
Okay, just change it like that.
This isn't the right article, though. This one's hidden. Okay, guys, this is done. Screw this. I don't know what the hell is going on with these articles. Oh, okay. Like, there's the right article, and I already fixed this. It's on manual. Dick. It's fucking locked. Okay, like this literally worked when we tested it, and now it doesn't work. So I don't know what to fucking say. Honestly, it's total bullshit.
Fuck it.
Worked perfectly.
I don't know why it's switching between the two.
That
You're just unviewing it and viewing it.
Okay. I'm so, like, that was a ridiculous delay. Makes no sense at all. Oh, that pissed me right though. That works because we're going into a segment called "What Pissed Me Off Today." Number 1, this BS with the articles. I have been trying since our test stream to get articles working in our goddamn podcast, and
Second episode, second fucking bullshit.
It will not work. We finally figured it out, we thought, and it worked perfectly in our test before the stream. But now we can't switch through it.
Let's just say nothing ever goes according to plan.
Alright, well, so there's one thing that pissed me off, and here's a video of something that pissed me off. Also, this goddamn distortion, alleged distortion.
She said never mind.
Bitch Haley.
Hopefully it's good. Hi, Haley.
Talking.
Hello.
Okay. You were just quiet there. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks.
You hear me more now?
Okay, so what's going on here is Cambodia has this total douche-tater. He's
a potato.
That's what I thought when I said that.
It's a kind of potato. I'm gonna go to Harvey's and get a side of douche taters.
Can I get a large fries, some douche taters?
Would you like fries or douche taters with that? Obviously douche taters.
Alright, I don't know what pissed me off. So this dick this is Cambodia. Like this country's been through enough in the 60s and 50s, I believe, with Pol Pot. Killed about 3 million of their own citizens, took them decades to recover, and establish a legitimate democracy. And now this guy is taking all of that away from them. He's completely wiped out the opposition party to him, like it doesn't exist anymore. He's outlawed 100+ politicians. He's turning into a complete.
So he's trying to become the king.
He's a
dictatorship.
To a totalitarianism government. The party leader arrested for treason because he doesn't bow a knee to this cocklicker. Well, it's not an election if there's no opposition. Did I hear that right?
If you have no one to run against, yeah, there's no election. It's not a democracy at that point. You have no one to vote for.
Good job, Cambodia. Well, it's not Cambodia's fault. It's this cockmuncher's fault. Little scrotum-looking bastard. Oh,
well, that was the end of that video.
Well, that is extremely disappointing. Like, not like I had stakes in Cambodia, but I hate to see that anywhere. Like a place that has democracy losing it. That's ridiculous. You know how many countries are fighting to get democracy? And like, oh my god, it's better for your own country, you moron. Well, we honestly didn't have too much lined up for what pissed me off today. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah, because the goddamn news articles aren't going to work. So we're going to just move right into crazy animals here, folks.